and welcome back to Crypto News with Julie Kennis. I'm your host, Julie Kennis, and how may I take your order today? Bitcoin is in the tank, you guys, the dumpster fire. It's a dumpster fire. I've got my McDonald's hat on. Just in case, yes, it's a McJulie. We're gonna have a McJulie sandwich today. So everybody, all rejoice. The McJulie has returned. My ops tried to take me out, but at last, they did not succeed. I will talk a bit more about my car accident tomorrow. As you guys know, I was in a car accident. I think after creating that little snippet that we did on the Julie and Josie show, I probably ended up manifesting that. And so I would probably need to remember that I manifest things and that is not the right thing to manifest. So now we're manifesting a new car. But tomorrow we are going to have a very special Julie and Josie show. We're going to do a 2-hour-long special. So I hope you guys can hang out with us for 2 hours on a Friday. If you can't, that's okay too. But we have a lot to talk about because we want to talk about my car accident. We want to talk about our trip over the weekend. The fact that we ended up getting evacuated from the hotel. It was crazy. I was actually early by an hour to the baby rave. I was like ready to roll for baby rave. Anyway, we'll get into all that. So that will be tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Thank you all for tuning in. I missed you guys. I missed you. Joshua, thank you for saying you love my energy. I have not been live streaming the last couple of days, and let me tell you, it's been nice to take a little bit of a break. I've had a little bit of an emotional toll after the car accident, so I needed to take some time and relax, and now I am back. I've brought the pizzazz, and I've had like 5 coffees, so that helps too. Brian, thank you for being number 1. Mike Volmer, the Mod King, number 2. Blocky is also in here. I saw we've got John Legend, the Legend, Peace of My Mind. Chipper, hello, how are you, Chipper? We've got Poe Man. Let's see, who else do we got? Black Hat Team, thank you for sharing me out. I appreciate you all. Loco, Loco is loyal. Loving it, Loco. Loving it. And Joshua, you are new. Oh, and Jesse slid in. But yes, welcome. If you guys are new here, feel free to smash a subscribe, preferably over on YouTube. You can subscribe to me on X also if you'd like. That is a paid subscription over there. But it is free to subscribe to me on YouTube. And just supporting me over there is going to help me get to my watch goal. I'm super, super close to my watch goal. Super close. And Joxie and I, I'm saying we get monetized because she's in it with me, we're gonna be splitting the cost of what we get for, our viewership. I don't know how good YouTube's gonna be. But I will say that I heard that TikTok has demonetized all creators. All creators. So I was starting to post stuff over there on TikTok, and then what they actually had said was that that the reason people felt like they were going viral was because TikTok, they themselves were actually botting their views. So people would like go over there and they would be like, oh my gosh, I posted this piece of content and I have 1,000 views. I have 10,000 views. Well, if I post something and get 10,000 views, I want to go double down. Right? Right. Okay, so I want to pull up a story here that I just now am remembering. Let's pull it up. Okay, so you guys know, let me tell you, my stuff's a little wonky today. Because I took my equipment with me on vacation and then I crashed my car and my whole life has been in shambles. I got over here to the studio and I went, oh my gosh, I do not have my tripod. I do not have my light. So we're natural window light here and my camera's in a bit of a different spot. So we're getting used to this. I don't like being so close to you. So I wanted to pull open this story if I can find it. GM Motors. Sorry, I'm trying to type and it's like super far away. Okay, I can't find it. I can't find it. Okay, but what they were saying, I heard it on this morning of all places on the terrestrial radio that GM Motors is in trouble for selling driver data. Here it is. Here it is. This actually was posted a week ago. I'm going to pull it up though. Oh my gosh, hopefully my computer does not bug out. You guys know how this happens now. You guys know how this happens now. Brian, do not yawn at me. Do not yawn at me. No. Okay. Yeah, this one says that GM can't sell your driving data for 5 years. But what they're saying is General Motors is now under a strict federal order that blocks it from selling your driver data for the next 5 years. A direct response to how the company has handled location and behavior information from connected cars. At the center of its case, what the FTC had said about GM and its OnStar unit did with highly sensitive details where people drove and how they behaved behind the wheel. So what it failed to tell customers along the way. So basically these people were automatically opted in just simply by being enrolled in OnStar. So you think you're enrolled in OnStar, and really what OnStar is doing is harvesting and selling your data. So it's one thing, like I had that depend project that I worked with. I had the demo miner in my car. I knew that I was selling my driving data. I knew that I was selling it. When I had to register my depend product, I had to put like my name, my VIN number, and all of that was tied together. So, but what this is saying, like now there were flaws in that model with Demo, and I don't really know where it's at now, but where the flaws were that they were saying, oh, well, you were supposed to opt in on the back end on something to sell your data. So even though you had it, you weren't like actively selling your stuff to receive Demo tokens. So it like got a little funky on the back end. But here's what it says that the FTC says about GM and OnStar did wrong. So the FTC has accused General Motors and its OnStar subsidiary of frequently turning connected vehicles into rolling data feeds, collecting precise geolocation and detailed driving behavior, and then sharing or selling that information without clear or informed consent. According to the agency, the data did not just show the driver took a highway exit, but it pinpointed exact locations and captured patterns like hard braking, rapid acceleration, and nighttime driving, all of which can be used to build a risk profile. So this is super interesting because this is kind of like what we were always afraid of like happening. It's already here. It's already here. So yeah, I told people when I was starting to get into the demo miners, like, hey, these cars are all smart cars. Like even when I was selling the demo miners, if you had a Tesla, all you needed was the VIN number. It was just automatically built in to take your data. So anyway, it's super interesting, but Big Brother is already here. Big Brother is already here. All right, you guys, I went a little backwards because I wanted to jump in and talk about a story first. I have missed you guys. Thank you to everyone that's coming into the chat now. I see you coming in a little late, but still here. Blocky, I see you. Poman, I see you. If Miss Poman's here, tell her I said hello. You guys were all so sweet to me in like my messages when my wreck car. Yeah, I had like a rash all over my face from the airbag, but we'll talk about that some more tomorrow. So I've got to talk about other stuff, or I'm going to talk about the crash because that's all I can think about right now. So without further ado, let's take a look at the crypto charts. Would you like an apple pie with that? Dun, 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 dun. Yes. So this hat, if you guys want to know the story behind it, I got it at my first NFT NYC. Was actually one of the, oh God, what year was that? Was it 23? Must have been in 23, 24. I can't remember. The years are blurring together. Anyway, Goblin Town we had the basketball. Remember how they had like the basketball competitions? And Gokhshtein News sponsored a team. So we had a whole team. And let me tell you, our uniforms were so clean. Okay, you guys, Gokhshtein they were all white with this black trim. And then we had like the little swoosh logo on the front. And like just the way that like the set together, it just looks so clean. We pulled together a team just sort of at the last minute. And so the Doge Pound gang founder was on our team. And I'm trying to think, we had like a couple of GNN people on our team. We had Gambler was on our team. We played terrible though, you guys. We were like knocked out in the first round. We were totally knocked out in the first round. But it was so cool. It was such a vibe. I had seen all of the basketball tournaments on the feed and thought it was a super cool idea because you were getting all these crypto communities to, be competitive on the court with each other. But anyway, there was a lunch break intermission, and the lunch break intermission was the Goblin Town truck. And the Goblin Town truck pulls up, and it is just a beat up, intentionally beat up, looks like it came from the freaking tow yard, Frankenstein put together food truck, but had these just amazing burgers. And then they had boxes of merch. And so you got to take all the merch that you wanted from Goblin Town. The food was free. The merch was free. It was a super cool thing of Goblin Town to do because you guys, we always talked about NFTs and how people were scammed on NFTs, but there were communities that continued to show up and continue to be here, continue to represent. And so anyway, I wanted to represent with Goblin Town today because, I'm sure they're still around. I'm sure Goblin Town is still around. So shout out to them because that was awesome. I wish I had more of my old footage. I should probably do that sometime, pull together some of my old like early content and stuff when I was doing more adventures, but we will be doing more adventures because let me tell you, me and Jox had so much fun this weekend. She texted me the next morning after we got home and she was like, my whole body hurts. And then I was happy because my whole body hurt too. And I just didn't want to feel old. So yes, Julie likes to play with balls. Julie was actually also on the basketball team. And all the way up until junior high. I didn't play basketball in high school. But we had some of like the dare to keep kids off of drugs, like the police come to our school and they had us out by the basketball courts and they were like, oh, put on, these, they called them like beer goggles, put on the beer goggles and see if you can make a free throw. And so I came up and I bounced the ball and I had the goggles on and I threw it and I made it. And everybody like started busting up laughing because they totally thought I was not going to make it, but and then somebody whispered, oh, that's Robert's sister. Because my brother was actually a really good basketball player. He was on the varsity team his freshman year. And he played pretty much all the way through high school. But I digress, you guys, because Bitcoin is an absolute dumpster fire. Taking a look at it, down 6% on the day. This is a sharp pullback. Now, this is all being triggered because of the emergency meeting that should be taking place here in about 12 minutes with Donald Trump. So we could pull that up here. I have the official White House page pulled up ready to go. So as soon as they go live, we will pull that screen up here and see what's going on. But if you were playing that range, if you saw that notice come out and then this huge sell-off, now everybody is saying this is BlackRock dumping. This is BlackRock dumping. So they're saying whatever's about to come out is going to be absolutely horrific news because BlackRock has been tipped off and they are dumping hard. What do you guys think? I'm seeing it. I told you. Oh, I know. See Julie running down the field. Yes. Yes. In fact, we have plenty of that. Me and Jox we were in our onesies running all over the place. I think we had more fun than the kids. We had more fun than the kids. Anyway, so taking a look at this, we went all the way down to 83,000 Bitcoin. It has come back to 84, and we are just sitting here waiting to see what happens. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum, which is down about 5% on the day. Went all the way down to 2753 and currently sitting at 2,800. Solana, let me tell you guys, I am so happy, so happy. I got into the Penguin coin before the White House tweeted out the picture of Donald Trump walking with the penguin. And that silly little penguin coin ran. I put like $11 in it and I cashed out 200. So I was super happy. And now, because the way it works on Phantom, when you sell, it used to sell, like if you were in Solana, you sold the coin that was on Solana, it would just sell it for SOL. But now it's selling it as cash. So it sells it as cash. So I've just had that. The cash is just sitting there on the side. That cash is just sitting there on the side. I'm just so happy with it, you guys. Anyway. John said that was hilarious. The evacuation, right as you were both wearing the onesies. You know, at least we weren't in our bathing suits. It was really cold. It was foggy, but the temperature controlled environment had it all feeling like summertime inside. So there was a point where we were all just walking around in bathing suits and stuff. So I'm just happy that we didn't have to evacuate and stand outside in wet bathing suits. Yeah, and plus we were on the top floor, so I had quite the workout by the time. Anyway, not gonna go into it anymore. Saving it for the 2 hours tomorrow. Taking a look at Chainlink, it went down to $10.81, currently sitting at 11. Litecoin, it's at 65. Dogecoin finally broke away from its 12 cents. Swear it was stuck there for eternity, currently at 11. And ADA, 33 cents. I've officially round tripped it. That's good. It's good times, guys. That's why we're working at McDonald's now. How may I take your order? Would you like an apple pie with that? Yeah, we were singing in the hallway. You guys, I'm surprised. I'm surprised my kids have not disowned me at this point. Oh, and then we get back and I crashed the car right in front of the school. It was in the school zone. Awful. Okay, here we go. Taking a look. Let me share the screen. Add it to the stage. It's a bunch of red. It's all red, guys. It's red. If you guys were prepared, like Mike Vollmer told us, we should have sold months ago, you guys. We should have sold months ago. So as long as you sold and you've got some money on the side, you're not really too scared about the pullbacks. Hopefully you have learned about stable coins, stabling up, taking profits. These are all things that will help you become a better trader long term. Some of my best plays have been just selling and taking a loss and only taking a 15% loss instead of a, 80% loss. So my eyes are so funny. Depending on how long this downturn could last. Let's see. Do we have anything from the White House yet? Nothing from the White House yet. I don't see anything from the White House yet. No, there was something earlier. Okay, let's go ahead and get into some breaking news. All right, I think I got to add this to the stage. Add it to the stage. Woo. Hello, Mark Dutch. Welcome. I only use the McDonald's for number 2 and free Wi-Fi. You know what? I am not a fan of McDonald's. I do not like McDonald's. My son likes McDonald's, and he doesn't even really like it anymore because he's kind of outgrown it. But my favorite thing there was the snack wrap, and they got rid of the snack wrap for a really long time, and now the snack wrap is back. So I'm happy. I'm happy because they have something for me again. But I actually preferred their salads. They used to have a Southwestern salad, and that was where it was at. And McDonald's just decided they like us all fat and they took our salads away. So we don't get a salad anymore. I get a snack wrap. Okay, let's get into it. Bitcoin falls to 83,000 as gold bugs take profit and AI stocks sell off. You guys, are you selling your precious metals? Mike, are you selling your precious metals? And I want to know, are these paper precious metals or are these physical metals? Because physical metals is where it's at. And physical metals are kind of a pain. It's a pain. You have to go down and find someone to buy your metals off of you. And then usually it's like, somewhere where they've got to take, he says, yes, selling them all right now. Selling your physicals. I'm like, I don't know. I just like them. They're pretty. They just sit there and collect, dust. Anyway, the futures market liquidations as a sharp sell-off in U.S. stocks and limited progress on talks to fund the U.S. government are taking a toll on Bitcoin price. Is the next stop $80,000? So Bitcoin had a strong start to the year. I don't know if I would call that a strong start to the year. We were hanging on by a thread. And then its price slipped to a new yearly low below 84,000. A new yearly low. Well, come on. We're like in the first month of the year. But anyway, analysts viewed this more as a move as part of more of a broader corrective phase rather than a structural market breakdown driven by aggressive futures, deleveraging rather than sustained selling for spot markets. So it doesn't sound like they anticipate this one to continue, but let's see what they say. The future liquidations send BTC to new lows. The latest drop keeps Bitcoin trapped inside a 10-week range that has defined price action since November 17th, with a weekly close capped between 94 and 84,000. That structure is now being tested again as Bitcoin trades near levels last seen in early December, raising the risk of a deeper move if buyers fail to defend the current spot. So are you guys looking to buy Bitcoin yet? Mike, he's selling Bitcoin. That's what everybody's saying. They're going to sell their precious metals and the money is going to flow into Bitcoin. I don't know if I'm feeling that same way. I don't know if I'm buying that sentiment. I'll tell you what I think after this. Okay. Selling pressure intensifies during the New York trading session, with Bitcoin sliding nearly 4.5% from 83.6 from 88,000. The move wiped 570 million in long positions, underscoring how leveraged the market was before the dip. So crypto quant data showed the pressure was concentrated and aggressive. Bitcoin takers sell volume surged roughly 4.1 billion in 2 hours. Sounds like BlackRock. What do they know though? What do they know? And is this a genuine sell-off, or is this the whales playing whale games and trying to scare retail more? Because this to me seems like, oh, we could just do another big swing down. We know that Trump's going to come out and say something. They do another big swing down and they play into the market fears and the uncertainty that people have right now. Because there's not a lot of people that I know that are buying yet. I think because we expect it to maybe go down a little more. So analysts see a corrective regime, not a structural breakdown. But from a technical standpoint, Bitcoin has already tested the 83.8 level, but failed to sustain a rebound from that zone, keeps the downside risk in focus. The abrupt sell-off has led some analysts to project a deeper correction, with potential downside targets shifting towards the November low near 80,600. So I don't know, you guys. I am even thinking, okay, yeah, now we even go back into here and it's talking about the next level down from that would be 78. And honestly, if you ask me, we're already in a bear market. We've been in a bear market and about 78. I would say that's when people are going to start buying again. And that is just what I think. I think it's just going to, BlackRock is playing into the manipulation. They started accumulating down in the 69,070 range up to the 80 range. By the time ETFs went public, we were up near 120. BlackRock used retail as exit liquidity, and they're doing it again right now. All right, some geopolitical stuff. Apparently, the Iranian government officials, high-ranking government officials, are on their way to Moscow. So, good stuff. Good stuff. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Poman says he's still buying. He's still buying. This is a good entry point. It is a good entry point. All right, so let's go ahead and pull this up. All right, moving on. U.S. Senate Agriculture Committee advances the crypto market structure bill. It is still in play. Lawmakers begin debating amendments to a sweeping digital asset market structure as Congress looks to clarify oversight of crypto markets. So, U.S. lawmakers began a key markup session on Thursday morning on a long-awaited crypto market structure bill, marking a pivotal step in Congress's effort to establish clearer rules for digital asset markets. The bill has been months in the making and follows sustained pressure from the crypto industry and some lawmakers to move beyond the enforcement-led regulation. So the quick catch-ups, lawmakers voted on 3 amendments to the market structure bill, all of which failed along party lines. Democrats at the markup pushed for bipartisan solutions with ethics provisions to address potential conflicts of interest. And Senator Cory Booker said, "We do not want to be criminalizing people who are writing code as part of the bill." And the committee voted on a 12-11 along party lines to advance the bill. So, industry reacts to the bill advancing. The Senate is laser focused on getting market structure legislation right, and we think that the lawmakers and stakeholders from across the crypto community who have put in time and effort to get us to this point, said Mason Laughlin, the community director for digital asset advocacy organization Stand with Crypto. This bill would provide the CFTC spot market authority for digital commodities, clear rules for intermediaries, and robust consumer protections, including listing standards, disclosure requirements, and safeguards for customer property. The Crypto Council for Innovation's CEO Jai Hong Kim referred to the market structure bill. So we're close to the finish line, and it is now the moment for leaders on both sides of the aisle to come together and get this done. So is this perhaps what the White House is about to announce? Are we going to move forward to a full digital economy? I still don't see any sort of update. At least they're not posting anything to the... I only want to look at it if it's on the White House's official page, because I'm not buying this. People be putting up videos and saying they're official and they're not official. So, yeah. Okay. All right, so market structure bill is advancing from the Agriculture Committee. So in just about an hour, with votes on only 3 amendments which failed along party lines, the Senate Agriculture Committee voted 12-11 to advance the digital market structure bill, seeing it up to a floor vote in the full chamber sometime in the future. Lawmakers on both sides noted that the committee would need to combine its bill with the draft under consideration in the Senate Banking Committee before a vote. So, I don't know. Let's see. Durbin amendments to fail out. Democrats focus on ethics provision and bipartisan solutions. So Senators Adam Schiff and Elisa Slocklin, both Democrats, emphasized the need for bipartisanship in their comments to the Agriculture Committee, but reiterated New Jersey Senator Cory Booker's remarks that there is a need for ethics provision. Let's see. She had expressed concerns on national security and the leadership of the CFTC, where Chair Michael Seelig sits on a panel meant for 5 people. Yes, I agree. We do need more people there. We do not want to be criminalizing people who are writing code, which I think is most important. Like, people who are here building and innovating, I feel like that's most important, but I don't know. you guys know how I feel about this. I feel like they're just doing the big old bait and switch, because that's kind of what they've been doing this whole time. Is we still do not have our Bitcoin strategic reserve. And that ultimately is what I wanted. I wanted our Bitcoin strategic reserve. That's what I was excited about. So, let's see. I feel like there was something else I was going to talk to you guys about today. I don't remember. But yeah, tomorrow I'll be back with Joxie. We're going to be doing a special 2-hour. So we'll be talking about our little vacation. I'll be telling you more about my car crash. And Brian's off buying the top of metals. Yes. You know, I first got into silver when the prices plummeted last time. And so just to see it at the price it's at now is just unreal. It's just, you know, when you get to that point where you're in on such a good entry of something, you really don't want to sell it. And then the other way I feel is, look, if it is a need that like silver is needed for our future and what we're trying to build out. And I don't know if you guys saw, but Elon Musk's baby mama Grimes, she was just in an interview and they were talking about, you know, Amazon and all of the layoffs and the workforce and what does a future workforce look like with AI. And she just kind of laughed and said, well, ironically, it's also aligning with population decline. So does it really matter, because we're not going to need as many jobs in the future? And it just seemed so dystopian to me to think that, like, I really genuinely feel like they're wanting to reduce population size. You can see population collapse around the world. It's crazy to me. So it just makes me want to stand further into the things that I care about: family, faith, all of the things that are good. But yeah. I have a lot of hope for where things are going. I'm in California. We have Gavin Newsom stepping out of the governor's spot. So we do have new people running for governor right now. Right now, people are talking about Tom Steyer. I don't know how I feel about Tom Steyer. Tom Steyer has run for office before. I've heard things about him. I mean, he's a billionaire, or maybe he's going to do a great job. I don't know. You know, things are just changing very dramatically. And some people are speculating that what's going on now is a changing of the guards, a changing of who is the world superpower. You can look at what's going on internationally. We have done things like capturing Venezuelan Maduro, and now we're taking Venezuelan oil tankers. You know, is the rest of the world shying away from Bitcoin because Bitcoin is now viewed as like an American thing because we're trying to make ourselves the crypto capital of the world? Is that why we're seeing the push for precious metals? Because other countries can, you know, obtain them still. And, you know, I don't know. There's a lot of changings going on right now. A lot of things are moving, and it's really interesting. So when I think about a future and all of the jobs that are currently being lost, are we going to see the corporations who had lots of jobs? So Amazon in the last year has cut 30,000 jobs. That's like, I used to live in Lemoore, California, and that was 25,000 people. It's next to Hanford. It's kind of a small town. But for me to fathom that many people all losing their job is just shocking. So then, is it pushing that very socialist society where it's like, well, now we're going to need universal income because there's 30,000 people being displaced from their jobs, so we're just going to give them a universal basic income. Now, remember, government programs, they are designed to give you just the bare minimum. They will give you just the bare minimum to survive and nothing more. So it's nearly impossible to get out of that cycle. Jobs are overrated. I do agree with that. In a future with jobs being lost to AI, I feel like being a creator of some sort of consumable is a good thing, or being in a trade. We will need electricians. We will need plumbers. We will need these things because we're not anywhere near a time when robots can start doing these things yet. But things are changing. Things are changing very dramatically. A perfect example is how when wages stayed stagnant and the price of everything went up and everyone was pushed into gig economy, we all of a sudden had people doing delivery of groceries and delivery of food. And there's nothing wrong with door dashing, but now they're starting to tax and crack down on these side gigs. And wherever you try to get ahead, there's always going to be something that's there to take it. So in almost every industry. So, it's a time to think about yourself and your future and how you can prepare for a future if there are less jobs. It's everywhere now. Every industry is feeling the impact. People who were being paid on TikTok to be creators are no longer being paid by TikTok to be creators. So it's scary. Lots of things are changing out there, and it could all change very quickly. And we're not really, although we feel like we have a free society, democracy that we can vote on, this market structure bill is a perfect example. Who has had a chance to actually read the market structure bill? Nobody, because it's not available for us. It's not available for us. There's Brian Armstrong maybe has read it. He's read it because he's there and he's privy to that. But it's not available to download for me or you. And to me, if we were going to really be a true democracy, we would have, if something was up for a bill to change the financial structure of our economy, you would think we would all be allowed to view it and weigh in on it and have a say. But that's not the case. It's the round table of people who are already there, the senators, congressmen, and the people who have been tapped through the industry to be there. So anyway, it's wild times out there, you guys. So thank you all for tuning in. As always, this show is powered by the Gokhshtein News Network. I will be back tomorrow with the wonderful, beautiful Joxie. And we have a fun story to tell you. We have a very fun story to tell you. So thank you all for tuning in. If you're new here, go over and smash and subscribe on my YouTube. I'm trying to get to 1,500 subs and I'm getting so close. So thank you all for being here. Stay safe out there. See you all on the next one. Bye-bye.